Until very recently, this tiny country was the least visited country in Europe. Only 85,000 people a year were coming here. And this is crazy, given its stunning mountain scenery, all green areas, castles everywhere, like the one I have behind. So I came all the way to give you 10 facts. So hopefully you can extend your trip a bit longer. So welcome to Liechtenstein. Behind me we have the residence and castle of the prince. Remember that Liechtenstein is ruled by the Prince Hans Adam II, and he's one of the wealthiest monarchs. He even runs his own private bank. Actually, the prince has more political control than any other monarch in Europe. He's able to appoint judges, veto laws, and call a referendum. Back in 2003, he held a referendum to increase his power. He was threatening people to leave to Vienna. He was going to sell everything to Bill Gates or anyone else who could afford this. But besides his wealth, you can regularly spot him running around in the area and saying oi to people, like saying hi to people, and yeah, pretty accessible person. No airport, but world-class transportation. In fact, there's only one main road, so the government is encouraging everyone to take public transport. 25 Swiss francs, which is $25, 25 euros, very, very similar for the day. The idea is to jump on the bus as many times as we want. So let me tell you, as I mentioned before, there's no airport here, but there's a very easy way. So you need to fly to Zurich, and from Zurich, you take the train to Sargans, less than 1 hour. And from there, you just take the bus to Vaduz, which is the capital. You can make your base over there, do day trips, start trekking, and that's it. Liechtenstein has a reputation of being such a tiny country that a lot of people do day trips here. From my perspective, that's a mistake. So we're staying for a couple of nights here, and we still think it's not enough, because you cannot stay in Vaduz only, which is the capital and main city here. So this is a country that is very rich in nature, mountains, outdoor activities. You have mountains, you have snow, you have green areas, a lot of interesting alpine activities, trails and trekking, skiing, enjoying the views. So here's my recommendation. If you don't like to walk at all, then you can stay in Vaduz, the capital. Maybe a day is enough. You can see the gallery, the museum, have a little coffee over there, just walk around, enjoy the views, and that's it. Good to go. But if you enjoy walking and outdoor activities, then this is a place to stay much more than one day. Right now we're in Melbourne. This is a ski resort. The ski season is coming to an end. You can see that the snow is melting, and you have a lot of trails here, which can easily take you a couple of hours to do. And then if you do a day trip, how do you do that? That's why I recommend to stay more than one day if you enjoy walking and outdoor activities. But yeah, it's a small country, and if you really need to cross it off your list, go for it. Okay, so this country is seriously small. It's the 6th smallest country in the world, the 4th smallest in Europe, and the population is less than 38,000 people, and it's only 62 square miles. And because this country is so long and skinny, you can literally walk it very fast, or you can take the bus as well. It's everything well connected. You will always have a bus. For example, as we were in Vaduz, which is the capital, we only took the bus here to Melbourne, which is a ski resort, and it's just half an hour away. Fun fact, this country is so small that Switzerland, the neighbor country, which is always neutral, invaded this country a few times by accident, and Liechtenstein didn't even realize about this. There's no military. The last operation took place centuries ago, and there's a legend or a story saying that they went with 80 men to war and no one was killed or injured, and in fact they found an Italian on the way and they brought him back, and he wanted to join the army, so they came back being 81. That's the safest country in the world, so I need to respect that, and I will fly far away from the Prince Hans Adam II. Now it's time to head back to a different place, because remember what I said before, Liechtenstein is not about the capital and shopping and all these sort of things. It's about trails, outdoor activities. That's what we're doing. You know what's funny is that when we went to the tourism center, they told us not to come to this place because it's snowing and we needed the right equipment, and they were right, they were totally right. We still wanted to see this place, and no regrets. Yeah, I know, looks beautiful, but if you want to get the citizenship here, you need to wait 30 years, and they only give a very limited amount of those every year for European citizens. So there's another way. If you marry a citizen from here, from this country, then you can skip the queue and you can get it in 5 years. One more trick, they can vote for you. So your local community will vote if you provide value to the community, and if they agree, you can also skip the queue. Most people that work here from international companies, they are not based in this country. They commute from Switzerland, Austria, and so on. Whatever method you follow, you just need to know if you get the citizenship here, you just need to get rid of all your other citizenships. You can only have one. Every area looks wealthy here, and it's obvious because it's the richest country in the world per capita. Of course, when these countries are so small, you always talk about per capita. But still, that's impressive. No doubts about that, because the corporate tax is 12.5% and an employment rate 1.5%. Can you imagine that? I always check videos and I read some articles before coming to the country or city. And there was some article saying, the most boring country I've ever been, and hey, come on. It's the most boring country because you haven't traveled within the country. If you stay in Vaduz, the capital, of course you're gonna get bored because it's not such a big thing. You cannot think like, oh, I'm gonna do some shopping, I'm gonna discover this place, the other place. It's just a quiet place. This is a country where people do trails, trekking, ski, outdoor activities. If you get bored, that means that you don't want to explore the country. Every year on the 15th of August is the National Day here, and the Prince invites you to this castle, to his home, for a private party, to you, to me, and to everyone here. And if you are turning 18, you even have the right to come for a private party to celebrate your birthday. And let's be honest, this is probably the only country in the world who can throw a party like this by a ruler. But if you know any other country doing this, please let me know in the comments. So you thought the nap was only in Spain? No. In Liechtenstein, this is actually a law. Well, not an official law, but a recommendation from the government not to make noise from noon to 1:30 p.m. So if you come here to live, then you should know 12 to 1:30, you cannot really make noises. Nothing really bothering people at this time because it's rest time generally. So yeah, so next time you crack jokes about Spain and being lazy and all that, nap is important actually, helps you recover. So Liechtenstein, like a German-speaking country, also has this. And of course, things are expensive in Liechtenstein because we're very, very close to Switzerland. So for example, our hotel was like 235, 240 euros or dollars or Swiss francs per night, not an Airbnb, so I'm sure there's cheaper options. But still, I just want to highlight that you need to know you're very, very close to Switzerland.
Yeah, and did you enjoy your most expensive vegan burger in your life?
Gosh, last night we had that. I think we paid 31, I think. 31 Swiss francs, euros, dollars. Yeah, I mean, it was delicious, but yeah, when you come here, you pay for a salad $15 and it's what it is. It's where you are.
We are a bit spoiled because we live in Spain and the prices are not that high as in Northern Europe.
But even Northern Europe, it's not that crazy like Switzerland.
Well,
like Sweden was Stockholm, yeah, it was more expensive, but I feel like it's not crazy like probably Switzerland. There's a reason why these countries are so wealthy and everything is so well structured, organized, planned. The crime rate is so low. I think you also need to pay for all that. So it makes sense for things to be that expensive.
You also pay for security. For example, we're taking this bus, we took 3-4 times the bus and no one even checked your ticket. We bought this pass and we were like, okay, when is going to check? And no one checked the whole day. Yeah,
I think you see the difference also in mentality. They told us that they check from time to time, not very often. But when you go to countries like France, you can see straight away, you have this controller. If you jump on the subway, they do that very often anyway.
They expect you to respect the rules?
I guess at some point the fines were so expensive that people stopped trying to cheat or doing these things, and I guess at some point it becomes natural.
I take it as a positive thing because that's how society should work.
Alright, thanks for watching till here, and as always, see you next week.